Hello everybody, welcome back to another video, and today we're doing another quick review of Karate Kid Legends. So, yeah, also, look at that view, isn't that, doesn't that look great? Anyway, so yeah, I got to see Karate Kid Legends. I saw it opening night once again, and I thought I'd give some quick thoughts, especially because this one seems to be one that people are very negative on, and I'll say that I actually liked it. So, but first, you're probably wondering, what is my experience with Karate Kid? Because, you know, it's someone who's seen all the movies, and someone who's seen the Cobra Kai, and people haven't seen any. Everybody's going to have different experiences. Me personally, I have seen all the Karate Kid movies, but at this point in time, I haven't seen any of Cobra Kai. I do plan to watch Cobra Kai. It is on my very long watch list, so I will watch it. I just haven't been able to get to it before this movie. But when it comes to like the original movies, like I saw and I really like the first one. I think the second one's good. The third one's like not bad. The next Karate Kid's not bad. Well, at least I know a lot of people think it's bad. I don't mind it. It's okay. And the Karate Kid 2010 reboot, I thought, well, I guess it's not a reboot anymore because it's in the same universe now. But the 2010 Karate Kid reboot, I thought was not bad also, although it should have been called the Kung Fu Kid. But that's kind of my experience with this franchise, is I have seen all the movies, and I really like the first one the most. Maybe I shouldn't be revealing that. Maybe I should do a ranking. We'll see. But that's pretty much my thoughts. Is for the most part, there isn't a movie I hate, but I will admit once we get past the first two, they are weaker. But the thoughts on Karate Kid Legends, I liked it for the most part. Let's just start with some of the good. Like I think the characters in this movie are very likable. Our new Karate Kid, and what's his name? Lee, I think is his name. Is his name Lee? I think it is. He's a very, very likable. I think the actor who portrays him is great. It looks like he's going to be an upcoming star, because I know he's supposed to be in a bunch of up-and-coming movies. I think Long Walk is the name of it, the Stephen King one that's coming out later this year that he'll be a part of. The love interest, I also think is very likable. So is her father, also very likable. Jackie Chan is really enjoyable as well whenever he shows up. Ralph Macchio is also fun when he shows up, but we're going to get to more of him later, just because, well, if you see the movie, you know why. And yeah, all the karate fight scenes are fun, I think, and I do enjoy the two stories that they're telling. The problem is, they're trying to tell two different movies in one movie. That is, for me personally, my biggest problem with this film, is we have two movies that they're mashing together into one movie. And I'll try to explain that. So the first half of the movie is a story about the love interest. I don't remember her name or her dad's name, but the love interest's dad, who owns a pizza shop. He used to be a boxer. It owes money to some bad people who are now trying to attack him because he hasn't owed the money yet. So he decides he's going to enter in some boxing tournaments to win some money. And he seeks Lee to train him in Kung Fu. That way he has a better chance at winning to get the money. That is story number one. And I remember reports coming out about a story about a kid teaching an adult Kung Fu karate, which me personally, I wasn't against that. Like this story here that I just told you, I like that story. That's a fun, interesting story. I like that it flips the script where we have the Karate Kid teaching an adult karate. But so that was fun and interesting. The problem is, then we have the second movie shoved as the second half of it. That being the one that the movie and all the trailers have been marketing. That being Jackie Chan and Daniel LaRusso training Lee to enter in this tournament. That is like a whole second story that could have been its own movie. The movie that all the trailers and marketing was marketing to us. So that to me is my biggest problem with it, because it should have been two movies. And part of that is Ralph Macchio, if you're going to see this for him, keep in mind he is not in the movie a lot. He, like, as you can tell based off the fact that I told you I broke it into two stories, he's only a part of the second story, and that second story is only the second half of the film, so you won't see him for a good 45-ish minutes. I don't know the exact time, but you won't see him for a good amount of time. And even Jackie Chan has a very small role, although he does have more presence in the movie because of his connection to Lee, being his uncle apparently. Even though there was no mention of him having a sister in the 2010 movie, but whatever. Yeah, he has more screen time than Ralph Macchio's Daniel LaRusso, but he still is like a small part of the movie. So even if you're going to go see this for Jackie Chan, he has more time than Ralph Macchio, but still not a whole lot. And that is because they only marketed the second story. I personally think it would have been better if they never told us that Ralph Macchio was in it, just because the scene where he's introduced, maybe I've seen too many Marvel movies, but I could just picture it, nobody knowing that Ralph Macchio was in the movie, and then all of a sudden we cut to that house. I could feel the crowd could have gone nuts if we didn't know that was happening, but they didn't. It was just, almost no one in the theater this time around. And same thing when he first appears. I think people would have gone a bit more excited, but we knew it was coming, and it was like way too late. But yeah, so putting that out there too for those of you who are only going to go see it for the connection to the original, it's very small. So I still think you should go. I still think maybe give it a shot, but don't go into it thinking that Ralph Macchio and Jackie Chan are like big parts of the movie, because they're really not. But yeah, like I said, I for the most part enjoyed the movie. Like, I had fun with it. But that was my main issue, is that the two different stories, that should have been two different movies. Because I think, because when we finally get to the tournament in the movie, that should have been that could have been an entire movie. I think it would have been so much fun to have an entire movie showing us every round of this tournament, showing Lee trying to progress his way to the top. That would have been really cool. And then we have Daniel LaRusso and Mr. Han, I think is the actual character name, training him to help him prepare for this. But that we rushed through the tournament very quickly. But that's my big issue with it. But I didn't hate the movie. Like, a lot of people were like very unhappy with the movie. I still came out having a good time, enjoying it, liking the characters, liking the two stories, even though they each deserve their own movie. It's just the two things that were disappointing. Two different movies squished into one movie, and marketing Ralph Macchio and Jackie Chan like crazy just for them to have a small part in the movie. Which, I mean, I get it, because let's be honest, I don't know how many people would have gone to see this movie if they didn't market any of the two, especially Ralph Macchio. So yeah, it's definitely. It's not bad. I don't think it's bad. I think it's fun. It's just, obviously it's not as good as the original. Well, I mean, there will never be a Karate Kid sequel or reboot as good as the original. Well, they'd have to really nail it for that to happen. So, there's some quick thoughts. Should you go see this in theaters? This is one that I actually am a bit iffy on, because I feel like if you're like a really big Karate Kid fan, if you just like eat up everything Karate Kid, if you're someone who like you even loved Karate Kid 3, the next Karate Kid, the 2010 reboot, like if you loved everything that come out of Cobra Kai, then yeah, probably go see this in theaters. I think you'll have a good time. The thing is, if you only care about this movie because of Ralph Macchio and or Jackie Chan, if they're the only reasons you're wanting to see this movie, then you could probably wait for streaming. I still would say check it out. Definitely still check it out, even if you're just there for Ralph Macchio. But I would say that you can wait for streaming then, because the story here, like I explained, you don't see him much, and it's two stories crammed into one. So that's what I would say. If you love everything Karate Kid, and you'd watch a Karate Kid movie even if Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio weren't in it at all, then yeah, check this one out in theaters. But if not, and they're the only reasons you're watching this, then you can probably wait for streaming. But yeah, those are some quick thoughts on the Karate Kid Legends, and I hope this. Please check out some of my other reviews. I don't have much more to say, at least this time around. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Oh, and let me know if I should do a ranking of the Karate Kid movies. Maybe I'll have to do that.